Separating the truth from the lies, coming at you from underneath the Noonan, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed sky. You're about to receive another dose of the shock treatment. And folks, last week, it's been exactly a week since I addressed this candidate for Coweta County Sheriff. I've just been a busy guy. I mean, I'm a one-man show. I'm doing what I can. But I promised Doug Jordan that I would come back to it and revisit this and promote him, actually, because I like what I heard. I like what I heard when we met at the local chapter president's team meeting. This is a man that I've been saying for the longest time, we need to have an office. We need to clean up this county. I mean, the riffraff is moving in, and it's the drugs and gangs, and it's even trickled into even neighborhoods. I mean, you got riffraff moving in different neighborhoods now, infiltrating. They're parking on lawns. They're parking like they can't, like they're drunk. I mean, they're driving like they just very aggressively and very dangerously out there. And we have a shortage, what appears to be maybe a shortage of police on the road. So we need to beef up the police, and he needs to clean up the corruption that's also, it's deep state on a local level. So everything he had to say was sounded very good to me. And we're going to take a look at him. He's a friend of Sheriff Arpaio. And let's take a look there. Excuse me there. Shakalaka, you caught a glimpse of him. That's all right. That's all right. One-man show. Take a look right here. He's a friend of Sheriff Arpaio. And we know what the deep state did to him, Sheriff Arpaio. He's a great guy. He was cleaning it up over there in Arizona. And his name is Doug. He introduced himself as Doug Jones. He's running for sheriff. And first and foremost, he wants to protect our children. Now tell me, what's wrong with that? Protecting our children. And in all the schools, he wants to institute resources for the schools and changing or adding in place more security systems. Badly needed. Yes, it is badly needed. And instead of having one dog, so instead of having one dog for the whole county, because believe me, I taught middle school here for 6 years in the good old boy system. We'll get to that. And so he's going to beef that up. The more dogs, maybe perhaps one in every school, sniff for drugs. It's a shame. Even in middle school, you got to do that. But once you clean it out and send a message, walking tall style, he wouldn't have to, he wouldn't have as much of a drug problem, a gang problem. Protect the young teenage drivers. In my opinion, 16 is too young to be on the road. I see this one girl, she was young. She had to be around 16, 17, something like that. And she was shifting, going speed and tailgating, going in the left lane, going in the right lane. Both cars, the cars in both lanes were parallel. They weren't, one wasn't going faster than the other, so she was blocked. But she kept going behind them like that, and that's very dangerous, hitting the brakes. Personally, I think we need to raise the driving age at least to 18. If you're young enough to die for your country, I guess you're young enough to drive around in it. But 16 is too young. It's, from what I'm seeing, they're immature. But protect our young drivers in the city and roadways by stricter enforcements. Oh, yeah. We need that. Driver's classes. We also need it for the adults that are parking crooked. Taking up 2 spots, even there over at the Y, over at Kroger, all over the place now. It's becoming an epidemic. And get these dangerous drivers off our roads. Get them off our roads and put them in class. Show them how they're supposed to drive. Slow you down now. Quit tailgating. Stop when it says stop. Don't go over the white line at the intersection at the red light. You freaking kidding me? We shouldn't even have to have this discussion. So Doug Jordan for sheriff. Heck yeah. Stop drugs and gang activity. Illegal drugs will cease to exist in Coweta County. I'm loving what I hear, man. Our kids will not be subject to any peer pressure for usage of drugs. This I give my word. Drugs and gangs will be forced out of Coweta County. So who does that sound like? Sounds like Donald Trump. Chase these freaking gangs the heck across the border, lock them up and throw away the key. That's right. And he swears to this, Sheriff. I'm going to call it right now, Sheriff Doug Jordan. I mean, I don't see anybody else stepping up providing me with information, but Doug Jordan did. He was there at the president's meeting, a local chapter. And we definitely need to protect our older citizens from abuse of whether physical or monetary. Why do you have to have a cop over there by Walmart? You need to have a cop stationed in a freaking store. You kidding me? That tells me how unsafe it is. I don't even want my mother going over there by herself. She's 70 years old and she's a tough cookie, but I get very concerned for her safety. And I shouldn't have to be concerned. This ain't your daddy's Coweta. It's time we make Coweta great again. Take our streets back, take our county back, take our schools back. and throw away all these, get rid of all the trash. That's right. Trash has even moved in the neighborhood, trashing up his lawns, parking on the freaking lawns, crazy, suspicious driving activity, 24 hours in dead-end street. Clean up our neighborhoods, clean up our streets, Doug Jordan, clean up our schools. And you shouldn't have to have a cop in a Walmart. It's freaking unreal. Protect our citizens from with greater visibility on residential patrols. That's right. I tried to get them to patrol our neighborhoods, and they ain't doing it right now. They ain't doing it. They think everything's safe, and they okay. I live here. I know when the neighborhood's changing. We need more patrols. If I request patrols, if you request patrol of your neighborhood, they should be patrolling. And you should be totally anonymous when you say it, and them not give away your information. So that's good. He agrees with a Second Amendment right to own and carry a firearm. Wonderful stuff we're hearing to help make Coweta great again. And he'll have an open door policy for all Coweta citizens. And guess what, folks? That's not all. That's not all. Unlike the other sheriffs, I'm not going to name names or whatever, but he won't be in his office. He'll be in his office, of course, open door policy. I'm sure he'll make appointments, stuff like that. If he happens to be in there and you happen to knock, I'm sure if he's not busy, you can come on in and talk to him, all right? He's a very approachable fellow. But his plan is to be more out on the road, patrolling. And that's exactly what Coweta needs. We need a hands-on sheriff. We need more patrolmen out on riding the beat. And everything he stood for is what we need. We need to get rid of the riffraff, protect our citizens, protect the elderly, get rid of the drugs, get rid of all the illegal activity, and hopefully you can help us get these jackasses from parking on the lawn, and quit tailgating, and quit cutting people off just to be a race to the red light, risking life and limb. Get these dangerous drivers off the road, Sheriff Doug Jordan. Get them off the road. Make them have to take classes. Fine them if that's what you gotta do. Suspend their license for 90 days. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Here's a letter from Sheriff Arpaio to Doug Jordan. Dear Doug Jordan, first off, Chief Jordan, this is when he was chief, I would like to congratulate you on your decision to run for the prestigious position of sheriff. However, I wonder why it took you so long. Yeah, I wonder why too. During a first visit in 2014, you expressed your desire to end the drug problems you're experiencing in your area, because he wasn't law enforcement here. We talked at length how I handled our drug issues here in Arizona and how you could use some of our methods. Your passion was evident when we discussed different methodologies of law enforcement and the protection of our citizens. As I followed your success in the local news, you made quite the dent in drugs in your arrests, according to local media. And the arrests were very impressive, the amount of. Your willingness to come to Arizona and meet with me to discuss these issues is an unequivocal indication of your desire to serve and protect your fellow citizens of Coweta County. This is what leads me to give you my full support in your election. As I stated in the media at the time, if I need to come to Georgia and give your support, I will. The citizens of Coweta need to be grateful for having someone like you running for the position of sheriff, as well as having such a desire to enforce the laws of the land. And we're going to see this letter. It's a copy of it, all right, folks? It's a copy of it, but this is the real deal, okay? Sheriff Arpaio. This is the Doug Jordan right there. Doug Jordan, okay? And he signs it at the bottom, and he says if he needs to come to Georgia and give you support, he will, and show support, he will. So Sheriff Arpaio endorses Doug Jordan for Coweta County Sheriff, as does Shakalaka. He's a man of his word. He'll be out there and patrolling along, I guess, with his patrolmen. And he'll get the job done. He'll get the job done. Let's see, take a look at his list real quick of his, just a few of them. And we'll delve within a later shock treatment, but just a few of his accomplishments. Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police, Chief Executive Training. This is his training and certifications. Accepted in National Association of Chiefs of Police. These are certifications. You see him right there. You see him right there. I don't even need to say, look at all this. Look at this. And the list goes on and on and on. Focus on criminal justice for the elderly. Look at this. Okay, folks? The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Get them, man. Get them. Get those dangerous drivers, too. Sick of them. And all you got to do is go to DougJordanForSheriff.com for all your sheriff needs for Coweta County. Doug Jordan. And You can see where he started, how he started his career in 1975, and he tells you what he stands for on there. Doug Jordan for sheriff for Coweta County. I'm Shakalaka, and I proved that message. So does Sheriff Arpaio, and so should you. If you want to take our county back, take our streets and schools back, take your neighborhoods back before it's too late, because it is getting worse. I see it creeping in. I see it. I see it, folks. I see it, and I hope you see it too. And you want to do what's right for our county, vote for sheriff. Vote for Doug Jordan for sheriff. All right? Vote for Doug Jordan for sheriff. Because he also wants to get rid of the good old boy club. That's also like a deep state type thing. And it's also in the school system, too. Needs to clean that up if he can. I don't know if he can, but something needs to be done about that. But that's a separate topic right there we'll address again. But the good old boy system is alive and well. And he'll take no part of it. Let's just put it that way. Doug Jordan for sheriff, Coweta County. Until next time you receive the shock treatment.